Hi everyone, how are you guys doing? How's everyone doing? How's it going? How's it going? Today is my live with Christolight. It's always been my worst thing right here is lighting. There you go, much better. So, hi. How's everyone doing? Hi, Sacred Protection. Today I'm having a special guest. I've been following him for a while. And well, hey. Let's see. I'm requesting you to join. Let's see. Hey, peace. How are you?
Hello, how are you? Wholeness.
How's everything? Okay.
Everything is good over here. How's your rising?
It's very good. I wake up, I go outside, I sun gaze because my patio faces the east, and that's what I do. Try to drink lots of water. What about you?
Beautiful. So I do a 10-minute chakra balance meditation before I get up, and then I do about 10 to 15 minutes of yoga right after, and then I usually intermittent fast until lunchtime.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. I've been when I do my fast, I do very long fast, but lately because of a certain amount of energies, I'll just do intermittent fasting.
hmm
So yeah, me too. But usually I'll go long weeks water fasting when it's called to. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your main purposes to that?
My main purpose is for fasting. My downloads is always so that I can finally see the realm for its illusion. Because I've done a 3-week water fast, and I started to see what. Let's say I was driving, I would see what the car dealerships really were, what certain institutions really were. I was able to tap into the causes of the infrastructure we're in. And it makes it harder for certain occultists to tap in when you're in a certain level of fasting because you vibrate in a certain, you just vibrate differently when you fast for 3-4 weeks, almost a month. So when you fall into a meditation, it adds additional protection for you. For me, that's why I did it. Because basically, a lot of spiritual occultist attacks. That was it's always been kind of my journey as like more of a spiritual warrior. I don't like being a spiritual warrior, only because the battles that I deal with requires a certain level of discipline, and I've went through it, and it's extremely hard
Yeah.
because those who know the art of coming in and out of your projections and really managing the realm that I'm still trying to figure out as an illusion, they really come hard.
hmm
So I want to only be a healer but I'm always being pulled to a certain level of, you are a healer, but you're also a warrior. Stop your shit.
Yep. Yeah, it's that balance of masculine and feminine, the yin and the yang, knowing how to assert, know how to have discipline, know when to put order into place, but then also knowing like when to surrender, when to allow things to flow, and when to just trust on the intuitive instinct. And it's so fascinating, and when we really drop into being present with ourselves and kind of peel back the layers of what we are and what we're a part of, it's everlasting fascination, I feel like, of our own self and what we are when you really think about it. Being multidimensional beings, being able to consciously experience through a third dimensional body, but then in the snap of a finger, you can mentally astral travel to a different realm quantumly, and then you can also reassimilate the structuring of your being and also do things in the physical world to shape and restructure your being too. And then you think about like, how we're capable of homeostasis. So like the human body naturally healing on its own. There's just so many fascinating things that I feel like we may have been just so conditioned to it that we kind of dull it out and kind of take it all for granted. But I feel like the more that we get present and the more that we truly feel our emotions and feel the connection of life, it's so fascinating what we're in. What do you feel about that? Being multidimensional human beings.
Yeah, I I know we exist between realms because I've seen the realms of the fawns. A lot of us are royalty in these realms. And it goes back to the spiritual warfare and the illusion. Because I've seen the realms, but then those occultists that understand the realms, they'll block me from those realms. So I understand that we exist multidimensionally, physically here, what we're calling physical, and mm, as different beings, we exist as different beings in different realms. We exist eternally in different heavens, as different beings within the heavens, different origins in the heavens.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like I said, I'm more of like a darker cultist. So we exist in what we're calling the hell realms, the inner realms, the Anubis realms,
Yep.
and royalty in the dark, warrior realms. We exist there too, as warriors. And our fight, like I like I ha- we have dark well, I have dark dragons in the clip off that are warriors. And I didn't know that initially, that I was a little taken back, like, what? Because of my understanding of darkness. But then there's a vast array of what really is darkness. So we exist. I always say we all do, because if we're all here right now, I feel we are old enough to know we exist in the hell realms, the hell states, but not the way they're explaining it to us. And we exist in the heaven states and multidimensionally. And it's like, and it's this kind of like, wake up to it constantly. Melissa, hydrate, sun gaze, fast, do the work. And I'm like,
Yep.
I did the work and it was hard and they kept on fighting me. So I'm picking up where I left off, so to speak. What do
Mm-hmm.
you think about that? The darker states of power.
Um, so are you saying like, what do I think of like just the polarity of darkness, basically?
Yes, but not in the insight of evil, how we understand darkness to be evil,
Oh,
but like
okay.
as a
Like the real
warrior.
like the real esoteric meaning of it.
Yes. Mhm.
Oh, so I mean, I'm very much a ancient, uh, I don't know what word to use. Ancient scholar, I guess.
Ascended
So
master.
I've I very much have um put myself through a lot of self-discipline and devotion to not, my opinions and not my judgments and not things of that nature, but to knowledge of balance and knowledge of wholeness and just getting to the basics and back to the roots of, the knowledge of what creation is as energy. And that's the Hermetic principles, the Kabbalion, the teachings of Thoth, um, all the different stuff, the law of one, the raw material, all that type of stuff. So I'm very much an observer, so to say, of information, and I just observe information and what registers and discerns and resonates for me. I naturally accept and naturally trust due to that resonation. So I very much am in that realm of just really understanding the wholeness of creation and understanding also that, number one, there is no separation whatsoever from anything, including the source to any type of creation. So that, and then also just knowing the dualities of life, as in male, female, masculine, feminine, yin, yang, however you would like to explain it. There's many different interpretations of it. And then understanding that really everything is just a scale of vibration. And on that scale of vibration, it's different levels of consciousness or ignorance. And ignorance also isn't a negative or bad thing. It's just that you're not aware of the truth. You're not aware of the full light of life in the state that you're in mentally. So along with that, I also don't really see things as, good or bad, or, the positive or negative in the way that the mainstream typically uses that. When I use positive and negative, it's more so of, positive as in a high vibration, negative as in a lower density vibration. And then with darkness, darkness is basically, there's so much to that, but it's the place where birthing happens. It's the place where we're able to tap into 0 point, and it's where we're able to go into that nothingness state when we're in darkness. And darkness also is basically it's like a way for us to be able to move between cycles, so to say, to where we may be in a cycle of light, but then when it comes time for that cycle to end, we go into the darkness. And when we go into that darkness, we're able to find a little bit more awareness about our own self. We're able to kind of take on more wisdom and more lessons, and then integrate that into the light. So yeah, it's kind of, for me, just a continuous fluctuation of, vibrational rate of where we are and what our density is at. And then due to that density, we're either in a scale of vibrating in more light, or we're vibrating in darkness. And that darkness is almost just like, kind of like a veil, so to say. Not anything bad.
Okay. Yeah, because in my beginnings of my spiritual journey, um, darkness has been a form of light for me. And I think it's because it's just my signature, my birth signature and creation, to be in a certain level of darkness. I as a priestess, I work in light. I work in the light, I would say. And that's mostly because of a certain level of truth, purity, and there's a whole slogan behind the colors that I work with when I do my priestess work. But I also work in darkness as a priestess as well. So it all depends. It all depends on what I'm trying to accomplish. Um, so, what has been your experience as far as, are you mostly a healer or a teacher or both?
Um, both. I'm a life path 33, so I'm a master teacher and master healer.
Okay. So, do you teach different ways of healing, or do you practice the different ways of healing, or both?
Yeah, I definitely practice many, and then I also offer in service and teach through different lives and spaces that I hold, different practices. So, Reiki, crystal healing, light language, card readings. I also do shadow work integration, subconscious reprogramming, inner child healing, as well as life coaching. These are things that I always have to offer, and I also edit and produce my own content, shows and podcasts to help educate people and get empowerment for themselves. Um, then I do guided meditations for about 8 years now. Then I also produce my own professional quality audio meditations. So that's all the stuff I got going on.
I love it. I'm trying to see your face on here, but like I'm all I see is what everyone's writing, what everyone wrote, and now I don't know how to take it off, and it
Oh,
keeps changing.
you just tap the screen, like right next to it. You just tap it.
I am, and then hold on. That's fine. I've been talking to you this whole time, like, and
That's IG for you though. It's always got something going on.
yeah. I mean, when it replays, it won't show that part anyway. It won't. It'll, we'll see you and see me well.
Yep.
All right, that's nice. I like that. I think I think what I want to ask as well is because I do like your material. I like the raw material. I haven't really heard a lot of people actually sit down and digest the raw material, actually talk about the raw material. Only the one time when um my awakening was through YouTube, and so I heard of the raw material, and it all made sense. It's like, oh, okay, of course. And it goes with a lot of the people that I end up following later on, like Dolores Cannon, and um, there's so many people.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and it basically everyone it says the same thing, but in their different ways, because there's so many ways to see the bigger picture. Um,
Yep.
so how do you feel about occultism? Like, uh, unless that's that question itself is a cult. Like occultist work, meaning like the Kabbalah, for instance. Have you heard of it? Of course you've heard of it. Have you
Oh yeah.
ever uh, taught it, or have you yourself used it? Do you use the Kabbalah?
Um, Not necessarily a Kabbalah. No, that's not really the one that resonates for me deeply.
Okay.
Um, I I kind of really honestly like working with the chakra system. Um, and then I also like working with the Hermetic principles. So like, you know, the seven universal laws from the Kabbalion, the Hermetics. But yeah, I got a pretty good understanding of the Kabbalah, and it's definitely valuable and very, very powerful to integrate if you really know what it is.
Because my understanding is the Kabbalah is you are the Kabbalah, which is in alignment with the chakra systems as well. And there's like the back and the front of the Kabbalah as well. So I
Mm-hmm.
think I've for me, I felt the Kabbalah to be more of a warrior. When you're putting yourself up to bat. So sometimes people don't need to do that. Like I said, I work more in the dark aspect of healing. So that could be the reason why. The Hermetic principles are one of my first awakenings as well, learning the correspondence and vibration. Whenever you say Hermetic principles, I think of vibration
Yep.
and the fluidity of existence and the strength in that and being at flow and what resonates the most and a
Yeah.
certain level of neutrality. That's what I feel from you. A certain level of ease and neutrality and like it'll be okay, Melissa.
Yep.
I love that old-fashioned wisdom.
That's definitely it.
Mhm, 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 mhm. um So I do like that. I think though I'm the polarity because I keep trying to tap into that. Like, why is it's like I could be that flow, I could be that flow, but what happens is as we all get into that flow eventually, which is where we all need to be a certain level of flow. Those who resist that flow will have to evolve, and there's a certain level of those. Um, that are incarnate that are the polar opposite of a certain level of darkness. There's a polar opposite in darkness even
Mm-hmm.
um, that will resist when light and darkness become one in union. So when that's why, because people are stuck in a certain level of illusion that won't allow them to grow. And so there's ascended masters like us that come in at this time and we just play certain roles in our own awakening, and in doing so awaken those around us.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's what I'm picking up right now. That was my own little download for me, because I keep saying like I'm a little polar opposite of that, and they're like, no, you're the same as that. It's just that you're more of a warrior, and it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to be a little you know,
Definitely.
work with the like more of your fierce ancient dark warriors goddess energy. That's the Kali Ma energy. Even the Great Mother energy can be your chaos energies. Um, and I've been learning how to work with those energies. And it's what you do. You have to start off like in the morning with a certain level of stillness. The eye of the storm when you're working with chaos energy, so
Mm-hmm.
you don't fall into the you'll end up
That's right.
getting dizzy. You just gotta be in that stillness and know you're in creation and all, you know, and you pick and choose what level of chaos you want to create with.
Exactly.
You know, some people don't work with chaos. You don't have to work with that energy, obviously.
Oh yeah. I I definitely get put in it. It's my purpose. I be
So,
that pillar that stands there, be so calm. Everybody else is all chaotic. They're just like, oh, how you so grounded right now? Just it's what I'm supposed to be here for.
stillness. You hold the fort in stillness.
It's like, probably one of the biggest examples in my life is in 2017 when I went to prison for a year. I went to prison because I used to be addicted to a lot of substances, and I used to sell as well and be in the streets. And I got set up and I went to prison for a year. And when I went to prison, I'd already been practicing meditation, the chakras, breath work, all that for about 2 years. And when I went in there, I ended up becoming just like this completely life-altering pillar for people that were incarcerated that would never have had such of an experience of light in their life. And it was really life-changing because when I went in, I ended up teaching people meditation, the chakras, how to even do guided meditations with them, showing them how to use their breath through meditation to balance the chakras. And it was really powerful. Reading scripture to people and like breaking it down for them tangibly. So when I get put in those type of spaces where it's the darkest and it's in the valleys, it's like I thrive in those spaces. Actually, it's like I am more ignited, more in my sense of worth and sense of self, due to the nature of how naturally needed my frequency and energy field is in that space, due to the polarity balance there. It's definitely embrace it.
So you use the chaos around you to teach, to create, to better yourself, to be powerful. I mean, you have a lot of self-discipline.
Absolutely. Yeah. I just see everything as energy and everything as life. I don't exactly focus on whether it's any type of label or anything. I just be present with energy and be present with what I'm doing with it. That's really it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Because it's like I'm in the energy field, or I'm interacting with it. So like if I'm gonna interact with it, then I'm gonna optimize it and I'm gonna be present with it, whether it's a negative vibration or a positive vibration. It's with me and it's interacting with me. So what am I gonna do with it? That's what I focus on.
That's the whole purpose of creation, to be able to manifest around you what you perceive, because you're the master in your reality.
Yeah.
So, mm-hmm.
And I used to get really caught up on like, the hypotheticals and like what the average population does, or like what average humans or average spiritual community do and think. But it just really comes down to you. It's what is your relationship that you're choosing with these energetic experiences that you're interacting with. All these people can tell you like what they believe about their experience with it. And then all these people can, try to make you believe something. But I mean, if it's not what you're experiencing, it's not what you're experiencing.
Yes. Yeah, that's always to me the most powerful whenever I hear a certain level of trouble in someone's life and they've bounced back and now they're teaching.
Mm-hmm.
For yeah, I was gonna say something, but I'm not too sure how to explain it. So, okay, so I'm getting like a lot of channelings as I'm speaking with you, and I'm trying to see which one's even relevant. It's saying like the power is within you, the strength is within you. A lot are lessons that have been taught over and over and time again. and it's been pursued and seen and bound. And oh, it's me. It's my higher self just saying it. Just like it recognizes you. My soul recognizes you even more today than ever because of this moment it's saying. So it remembers you and the calling and where your perspective comes from and why you teach the way you do. And it's glorious. And it says, thank you for reincarnating again and being part of the picture. You're the one of them that really didn't have to incarnate this lifetime.
Yeah. Yep.
but it's very beautiful. You know, it's like, thank you. Thank you for being here again. We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
It's equal.
Mhm. As the divine masculine too. That's very powerful to come in as a divine masculine this lifetime, and to be grounded in a certain level of feminine energy, all the same. And
It's hard in these days. You know, this is an era where you're saturated with porn, saturated with women adulterizing themselves, saturated with men disrespecting women, calling them out of their name as normal and natural to do. You know, raping going on a lot of things. It's just like it's hard. It's very difficult, and I don't know if a lot of people just can really sit with it for a moment, because a lot of people, I feel like, don't want to allow themselves to sit with it because of how much it can be to feel. But yeah, it's definitely not easy, and it's not easy to be a woman or a man in this life. And you know, I love everybody equally, but I feel like the masculine could use just a little bit more compassion and a little bit more support from people in this world. There's been this weird thing of like, the masculines are so evil, the masculines can't be trusted, the masculines this, the masculines that. And as someone that is being a healthy and trying to be a divine masculine to the best of my abilities, it is hard when we are, since birth, since a little kid and toddler, programmed to, number one, not express our emotions. Number two, always have to be tough and be the provider for everything. Number three, to, you know, not be vulnerable. But then people want us to be vulnerable, and then when we try to be vulnerable, they sit there and get mad or upset. And then just like, you know, you have the toxic masculine, and so much damage has been done between the dynamics of relationships that they have, to where it stains so many people, especially our queens, that they can't even have a relationship with a healthy masculine when they have it, due to the past things. And then just like the pornography, you know, since being a little child, the normalization of that deeply embeds in our psyches. And, you know, the way that the mainstream dress code is these days when it comes to women. I mean, how can we honestly like be dressing that way and like really showing ourselves that way all the time, with all the programming, all the pornography, all these things that are going on with the traumas, and then just be like, oh, you shouldn't be looking at me, you know, like, what's wrong with you? Like, you're setting yourself up for it. You're also setting the man up. It's like, where are you helping with this? But yeah, I just felt like that needed to be expressed, because, you know, we're equal here, and we have different aspects that come with us as male or female that contribute to life. And, you know, without one or the other, you know, that whole entire process of birthing and union, bringing another human form into this world, it just doesn't happen. And I just continue to pray, and I continue to embody the union within myself, so people can really see that it's okay to embrace your masculine and your feminine, whether you're a man or a woman, and to know that it's healthy. And that's how your well-being is really gonna flourish, is when you embrace that and not reject those aspects of yourself. Mm.
Vent, preach. I feel that was a preach from within. That's definitely something that I feel that you needed to take, express. I completely understand and agree with that. I do agree. I'm I feel that it's it's a process. It's a process. That's all. It's
Oh
not
yeah.
easy. It's a process. It's an individual process, and the way everybody handles things is based on their consciousness, their own awareness of themselves. It's a whole process. So that
Mm-hmm.
that is that is beautiful. That's why you sit in that level of stillness. Um, uh, um, One of my biggest challenges in my spiritual dress code, because I'm a clear channel, so I do get channelings, downloads like every minute, and sometimes I have to like slow down and decipher, because that was one of my biggest battles was what to listen to, what to see, what to play around with. And my biggest battles in my dress code was actually to cover up like what we know as a Muslim. And I don't mind it, but it's so hot. And I'm like, I'm not a Muslim. Why do I have to dress like this? But I learned when I was in California, and this is really a cult for California, there's a certain level of eating that the state does energetically. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it does. And I was doing a lot of cemetery work at the time. And so what would happen is I would manifest a certain level of underworld around me. So it required me to kind of cover up. I'm a nurse by profession, still to this moment. And so working in the nursing homes, I always get hit up by everyone's ancestors, energies, people that passed away and they don't know they're gone. The consciousness is still in the nursing home. So I'm like, okay, this isn't even really covered up. I would really wear my hijab completely covered at work. And I didn't even care what they thought, what religion, if any religion at all, because that's how much energy would consume me. I would just constantly feel it. And in addition to the profession itself, I was dealing with the work and the spiritual burden, like one by one at a time. So, so it's become a dress code to just cover up, just because I'm always getting these questions: Are you Muslim? Are you Muslim? I'm not religious. I'm more of a spiritual cultist. That's why I kind of work on more in a darker path of things. The way it looks physically, it looks like I'm like spiritually, physically, it looks like I'm killing the consciousness. But all I'm doing is I'm calling the darker angels to rise them up back to awakening, which is basically the divine going back to divine. Sandra said it the best, like, oh yeah, I never thought of it like that. Because on this perspective, it's like, but essentially it's those consciousness that don't know or ghosts. We're calling them ghosts, but
Mm-hmm.
my downloads are no, they're consciousness that manifest themselves into fruition because they believe themselves to still be alive. And so I bring them up to the darkness. I mean to the light. Sorry, bring them back to the divine.
Mm-hmm.
Um. So that's why my dress code is like this, to cover up, which is hot because it's hard and it's hot, but it protects me from certain energies because I'm really that sensitive to energies. I even
Oh
pick
yeah.
up thought forms from what we're calling ghosts. I can pick up the thought forms, that's how like deep it can get for me. So um I've been advised, hey, this is what'll help, because it's not just what it looks like in the physical realm, but spiritually it's just cloaking. And when I wear, for me, black also is a certain level of cloaking So, because those are all the questions I'm always getting. Why are you wearing this? It's my protection. It's my form of protection. I don't necessarily wear chains or, I mean, every so often you'll see me wear the goat. That's, that represents me, not what people think it is. It represents a certain power. Um, and so the dark colors protect me when I'm doing dark work, which is working with the sick for me, because the way I heal with a certain level of fire and flame and phoenix energy. And so there's a lot of consciousness around. It's like an assignment, and the source creator says, you've done this before, you've worked with really heavy dark stuff here. And I'm like, but I'm not, I don't want here.
Yep. That's exactly it.
So I'm like, okay.
What's your
That's when
life
I'm like,
path?
all right. Go, bro. I'm sorry.
What's your life path number?
8.
Okay.
8. I'm Scorpio, very Scorpio.
Oh, you're Scorpio.
Yeah.
Okay. Scorpio sun, Scorpio, anything else?
Scorpio Sun, Scorpio in Venus, Scorpio in Saturn. I have a lot of
Oh, okay.
Scorpio placements in the 12th house.
Interesting.
So it's a
Yeah,
lot of power, but I have to be careful because it's a lot. It's a lot.
yeah, because it's powerful. It's basically, it's that death and rebirth energy.
Constantly death and rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
I was in California and I was not working. It felt like I was working with them because they were always here. The Stanford Masonic Lounge boys. I say it now because it's over. I don't have to deal with them, deal with it anymore. But there's occultist universities, a lot, Berkeley, Stanford, all in California, and they know those of us that work in certain level of dark, and we're occultists ourselves, and so they'll come and they'll like. This was my first. That's why I was like, why'd you give me such heavy group of people to come for me? And they're like, because you can handle it. You've done this before. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you sure? But if you don't know yourself, they can redirect you. So it goes back to that stillness, like know yourself in eternity. So like you'll know, okay, because all the same, I'm a Libra moon, so I'm a Venusian star with darkness all around me. So how do you get to the goddess? Through her heart. So a lot of these occultists were going into the heart, going into the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, wait, I'm in stillness and love. Why are they messing with me? This is a catch-22.
Yep.
I'm there if I do and don't because they're working in the love. Yeah, we're love too. They're like, yeah, okay. So then I was like, okay, are you? Okay, then let's go into peace. And they're like, wait, peace? I'm like, yeah, peace. And they're like, what's that like? Exactly. No.
Yeah.
So like you just gotta keep going in deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper.
Exactly. Detachment.
Yeah. It's and then there's higher than peace, which is they don't want me to go into rebirth. Rebirth, you all will, you won't come back the same.
They'll have no sense of self.
Yes. So yeah, it's constant battle. And they're always taking back that the ego is a feminine. There is that. I mean, I'm not saying the masculine is toxic. Not all masculine. Obviously, you're a beautiful masculine, and you're actually proving the fact that masculine, with self-discipline, are wonderful. But the ones that I was dealing with were always a little chauvinist, and I was always taking my like, how is someone to understand themselves as a consciousness able to astral project but still be offended that I'm a female
Mm-hmm.
in the astral realm. I'm like, all right, so that's because they don't understand the non-existence. Let's go up higher then. And sometimes they'll go up that high with me, and the other times they're like, no. I don't know if that makes sense to you or makes sense at all, because it took me a while to make sense of it.
Oh yeah.
It goes back to us understanding ourselves more than just the physical form. When you do a certain level of meditations into the astral realm, you'll understand yourself not to be physical.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why it comes innately. Like that's why I was given such a heavy group of just, it's like a boys club. And I'm like, whoa. There were women there too in the astral realm, but it was mostly the masculine. And then you have your ancestors that help you. They protect you. You
Yep.
have you have a lot more. I have a lot more protection than I know, but I always, in my head, even, I guess it's the same way of not understanding that I have a lot more help, but the help will come anyway. They come
Yeah.
anyway. But um, one of the things that I did learn, believing I'm alone, is that I just kept on going higher, higher, inward, and it made it, because it became more pure and away from the duality, because there's different levels in the game of duality. So I would just draw them in. All right, let's play, boys, ever so respectfully. Let's play, let's go in. Let's go in.
Yeah.
They're like, wait, no, why not? We're going into the nothingness today, because that's one of my favorite places to play in the game of non-existence. So then their great grandfathers have to come and take the place of the role, and then it's eternity. It goes on and on. So it's deep. The type of game that I played in California, I don't know, like, that's why I was anyway. It's deep. It's deep. When you have a certain level of awakening, it's as if they like another one. They woke up.
Oh yeah.
And it comes to you. Does that make sense to you, what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand where the perspective I'm speaking of?
Yeah. Actually, I do.
Have you ever been approached like that spiritually, and in your dream time, or in meditation?
Oh yeah. Many times. Definitely. It comes. It comes with it when you're devoting yourself to this type of path and continuing to ascend. Um, yeah, definitely comes with it. Many different forms. Um, I've even been approached about signing a record deal and all that stuff.
Oh, don't do that. Not with Hollywood. Not with
Oh yeah,
Hollywood.
of
And
course.
I'm not speaking of it from the eye perspective. I'm speaking it from the spiritual perspective, like what Hollywood is, and how I was approached by the entity that is Hollywood, an ancient entity that loves souls. And she was supposed to be gone. Now she's not really Hollywood anymore, not really. Those that know would tell you that that's not that's not Hollywood no more, not technically.
Oh yeah.
What is the entity that used to be Hollywood? She's not there no more, not really. So that's probably
Mhm.
why it looks like this in the physical realm with all this, the celebrities. Half of those celebrities don't even technically exist. So that's a whole thing in itself. So
Yep.
that's the level of like darkness that is essentially like, because there's no duality, like you said. There is no duality. But in the game of duality, I play like the darker perspective. So I love that you're in a certain level of stillness, awareness. And so do you do music then in in the physical plane right here?
Um, I do, I haven't recorded anything in a while. Um, just more of like poetry, conscious rap. Um, yeah, things more of that nature. It's been a
Okay,
while
okay,
though. I definitely love freestyle and flowing though when it comes.
okay. Um, I thought you were gonna have like this slide going. I was ready for the production from you. I was like, get
Oh, I
ready to take
mean,
notes.
I have it right here.
Well, I'm ready to go in whenever you are.
Okay, cool.
Discover the magic of holistic healing. Join us in Blue Ash for a retreat like no other. Picture this, a full day in Blue Ash, Ohio, immersed in healing and creativity. On October 26th, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., Sacred Light Healing and Wellness is hosting a one-day retreat you won't want to miss. Dive deep into your inner child with Marcus Christolight's powerful workshop. Heal those mother-father wounds and transform your life. And that's just the beginning. Get artsy with live painting by Columbus artist Thomas Cox, or try festive hair aesthetics with Chelsea Hall. When the sun sets, experience the mesmerizing fire and flow arts with Chris Rust. Feeling crafty? Carve pumpkins, enjoy therapeutic freestyle painting, or indulge in one-on-one holistic healing session. Reiki, DMT, breathwork, and card readings await you. Hungry? Savor homemade plant-based chili for lunch and a delicious dinner of salad, chickpea pasta, and mashed potatoes. Plus, reishi coffee to keep you energized. All of this for just $44, and kids 12 and under are free. It's a sober event, so everyone can join in the fun safe. Register today with the link in the description or DM Marcus Christolight with any questions. Come out, heal, and have fun with us. See you there.
But yeah, we were flowing. So yeah, I'm just gonna flip this around real quick. So yeah, what I was gonna share today was just a little bit about our aura field, or the multidimensional layers of the human being. And the reason why I wanted to go over this a little bit was just to give people a little bit of awareness and presence with self, of coming into a deeper understanding of what type of mechanism or human being that we're in a vehicle of. So then there could be a reattunement process that we can do sovereignly with our own self, in the understanding of the layers of our human being. And then through our own authentic signature and blueprint, that then encases with this baseline of the human being, we're able to really become even more into that self-mastery or alchemist state. For some of us, that is, whoever it resonates with. And so what I wanted to share was just showing the layers of the aura and the human being. And as you can see, they have these different layers named out. They say that there's 7 main layers, and of course there's also more. And basically, as vibrational and energetic beings, this, two-dimensional diagram here, you want to kind of think of it as a 3D in motion energy field. And that is what you're in right now, is a in motion, continuous human being electromagnetic energy field right in this moment. And you can actually tap in and feel that circulating and flowing through your being if you tap in. So when it comes to the layers of the human being, there is a specific blueprint or design to the human being, or else we would not be able to have human beings in the order that they're in so efficiently. So when we can learn these things, we can then learn how to maneuver with it more. So as energetic and electromagnetic vibrational beings, our electromagnetic field, the further it goes, And where it travels to, due to where we travel and bring our vehicle, it is drawing in magnetically, because it's electromagnetism, it is drawing in energy and information through exchanges and experiences. And as that comes into the energy field and ripples in vibrationally and in motion, depending upon what it is that we're experiencing and the density of that experience, it can then end up storing into our layers. And some of these layers, you have the astral body, you have the mental body, you have the emotional body, then you have the etheric layer, or also known as the energy light body, and you have the physical body. Now, it's kind of like a Russian doll, so to say, and each body or layer is a different vibrational rate of a subtle body. So the further out in the aura, the higher the vibration of that body of consciousness of your human being. The further in, the lower the vibrational rate, and the more dense that body is. So third dimensional body, or the physical body, is the most dense body or layer of our human being. So with that being said, if we are in a perception or a condition of believing that we are only this most dense and lowest vibrational body form of what is actually our whole entire human being, which is the whole aura, then that's when we bring ourselves into a limitation state where we're believing in the illusion that we are just the physical body and that's it. And due to that choice that we make with our own self, we begin to experience those limitations, that lack, that suffering, and other disease due to that false illusion that we are taking as our whole truth. Now, there's no right or wrong to that, but it's about the frequency. It's about the mentalism of what you're choosing to believe out of your free will with your conscious sovereign mind. So if you are believing that, you're a soul or a sovereign divine being that has this whole entire vehicle right here as an instrument for you, as an avatar for you in a temporary experience, then you're choosing out of your free will to now perceive the illusion of being a higher being that is actually more than all of this, but is occupying all of this and is the master of it, is the king or the queen of it when it comes to your own self. So as you can see here, we have the physical body. The red one is the energy body or the etheric body. Then you move out to the next one, which is the emotional, and then the mental. So within these different dimensions or within these different bodies, energy is stored within those layers depending upon what type of experience that energy is, whether it's an emotional, mental, astral, or physical experience. So when we pick up on information from the outside of our aura and then it comes in, it starts to stream through those layers very simultaneously, all connected. So this is why like the mental body, it's about 3 out from the physical. Most of the time we're usually thinking about something before we physically feel it, or we're in our head formulating before we bring it into the physical. So the information and energy hits the mental, and then through the mental, we then begin the process into our emotional, and then through the emotional energy and motion, it then bridges into our physical avatar. And that's when we get to sense it through our human senses. So the bridge to that, the bridge to allowing the emotional, astral, and mental energies to be experienced through the physical avatar is the light body. The light body is basically your matrix or your blueprint coding system that encases your physical body. And through that light body, which is also your electric system, your chi, the consciousness that flows through you, that is the light body, your intuition, your psychic abilities to tap in beyond the physical. When this is all online and flowing through your being, you're able to be more in your intuitive, natural state. And what kind of act as bridges or gateways for that is the chakras. Chakras are a part of the energy body or the etheric body. Therefore, they are gateways to these other dimensional bodies to be able to filter and vortex and be experienced through your physical body or your physical avatar. Not just the major chakras, but also all the minor, as well as the meridian points. This is why in practices like acupuncture, Tai Chi, yoga, we aim to open up our energy centers. We aim to open up our meridians, because in those centers, in those meridians, it is the gateway for our chi, or for consciousness to be able to flow through our dark avatar, which is the human body, as the human body is ignorant of full truth. It needs guidance from consciousness. It needs to have that companion of being shown what the light is, what truth is, and then be brought into balance. So along with all this, this is a big key to your whole entire well-being, as well as your whole entire human existence. Through our electromagnetic field, that's how we attract. Law of attraction is through our magnetism, and it's how we manifest as well. When we manifest, we're drawing in energies through the crown from the higher dimensions. And then when we manifest, we bring it into the physical realm through this vehicle, the human being. So there's definitely a lot more I could go over. Even right here, it's demonstrating what grounding looks like metaphysically. When we're grounded properly, we have that energetic cord coming out of the root chakra and through the soles of our feet that's anchored into the grid, the planetary grid of Gaia. And when we're properly grounded, that energy system is circulating and flowing through our root, through our feet, into the earth. So then we have that proper circulation going on. That's one of our main ways for releasing energy is out the root chakra, as well as the crown chakra. So yeah, that's why
I totally resonate with this. One of the things I learned in terms of grounding was that you can ground to the sky, and there's a certain level of grounding in water, and I never knew that until I tapped into the water. But yes, grounding in the earth is wonderful because most people don't even acknowledge the earth they walk on and acknowledge themselves. That's one of the root chakras. I love it all. I love that. Definitely have to play that again so that I can write down the names that you've called them, the different layers of bodies. There's so many different names for the different layers of bodies. So
Yeah.
yeah, I like that. I do. So that's what you teach.
I mean, that's one of the many I teach. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
I've taught it at events. I've taught it online. I already have a whole series on it on my YouTube channel.
I love it. Love it. Love
Yeah.
it.
I just like, for me, it's getting people back to simplicity, getting back to just the organic blueprint of what we are. Like, and if we can understand the type of vehicle we're in, then that's where we really start to become more in the driver's seat of our actual, pathway. And we're like the conscious pathway, that is, like really being aware of what we're constructing and what we're doing by moment.
Okay. There's someone that's trying to join, but this is if you have any questions, Daharaj. Unless you know this person. Do you know this person?
Who is it?
It's DHANRAJ Sony.92. I don't know.
No, definitely not.
Okay. All right. If you guys have any questions, I hate touching the screen, then I can't see your face again. Oh, there he goes. I'm from India. Hi, how are you? He goes, let me just say, hi, how are you? Let me just say that. Did you have anything to say about Christopher's work? Is there any questions or something you wanted to add on? I won't be adding anybody to this live right now at this time. I have moments when I just get online and anybody can come on, but this isn't the moment right now. So if you do have questions, you should write down your information and I'll put it on I'll pin it if you want.
Okay.
If you have any additional questions, you can go to his IG. You can follow him. He has wonderful information.
Thank you.
I know in India there is a lot about these chakras. He says first time we also unknown, but after adding this introduce each other. I don't know.
That's my link page right there in the comments.
Okay, let me pin it. All right, I've pinned it.
You can also find it in my bio too, for anybody out there. But I offer one-on-one services. I also sell organic reishi coffee. I also have a YouTube channel, guided meditations on there, podcast shows that I produce myself. And then I also have, that's what I got on there. Then I'm also hosting retreats. I do like in-person events. I do quite a bit of stuff. If you guys have questions, just reach out to me. That's for sure. I got you.
Hello, ParkNet 420. How's everyone? I've pinned all of Sacred Light, all his information. Yeah, he's a great teacher. He's an ancient master. What I call ancient master godhead. That's what we call those of us that are too old to be in fruition. Too old to be in creation.
It's getting to those days where you're just kind of like, man, I'm done with these big lessons. Like, I get it now, I'm not attached to all this stuff. I'm just gonna keep being me.
Yes, yes.
I've been living in the moment to where it's like, you know, if something is gonna happen, then you know what? When it happens, it'll happen, and I trust that my spirit will adjust me as accordingly.
Yes.
That's where I've been.
Um, I'm like I said, I'm a clear channel and I'm picking so much for you. You're a master Godhead that hasn't tapped in yourself, because then you would know you're actually talking to Melissa's higher self. No more than Melissa knows that she's talking to your higher self. So it's like I'm a blind occultist. Can't explain it. So my thing shouldn't be like this, should be like this.
Yeah.
Because like I can see without seeing. So I see you as a master grandfather in the ethers and like my higher self. Because someone like you are very protected. So everyone and anyone that comes down your path, some people will miss you, miss your light. They won't see you if they're of harm to you. So your master Godhead welcomes this like whoa, this is incredible, spiritually speaking, because there's timelines where we don't meet, we don't talk, because everything exists. There's different, existence, the paradigms is multi different, and this paradigm that we actually have taken the time to make a space to meet is powerful. That's what they're saying. Because this doesn't have to happen, obviously, the egos don't have to come together to talk today. So the fact that it did, like, what? That's what's up. So it's
I'm
very
grateful.
powerful. I'm grateful. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. Our higher selves remember each other, I guess,
Absolutely.
So that's beautiful. Very beautiful. Yes.
Yeah. Do you,
Yeah,
do you have any other questions for me?
Let me see. Yeah. When will be one of your, do you include men and women in your retreats?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. When will be another retreat that you'll be having soon? Maybe you can tell people. Or
yeah, coming up, I have a inner child sanctuary retreat, and that's going to be on the 26th. That's going to be out here in Ohio. It's by Cincinnati area, and it's from 10 to 10 a.m., 10 p.m. Eastern, and it's only $44. There'll be an inner child healing workshop that I will lead, and I go in depth in my workshops. So it's education first on masculine, feminine wounds, generational patterns, and then journaling to identify our own, space to talk and conversate within the group space, and then guided meditation to close it out and release the energies and bring some healing. And then after that, we'll have some plant-based lunch, homemade, and then we'll have some live painting. There'll be some pumpkin painting, pumpkin carving available. We'll also be doing some very nice, tempo, sacred music flowing in the background. And then we'll also have fire spinning and flow arts at night. And then there'll also be a plant-based dinner. So yeah, that's all going on. One day, $44.
wow.
Real.
I was gonna say how many days, but you're like 1 day. Wow, nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that's something about me, is I like to optimize, my spaces and give people an abundance to experience and do it at an affordable rate.
Yeah, that's very, very affordable. You're getting a lot of teachings, and this is your work, this is your calling. So you fell right into your calling, your work, and you take it seriously. They're telling me he takes it very seriously. So that's good. That's good.
The most serious.
That's beautiful. Yeah. getting a lot of
But
downloads.
it's like a it's like a compassionate series, so to say. It's not like the low vibrational series, as in like, oh God, I'm so attached, like this is do or die. Like it ain't like that. It's serious of I'm aware and I'm enlightened upon the impact that my field and that my gifts have on people. So I'm serious about that. And I understand also the preciseness of energy and the accountability that comes with that.
Yeah.
Especially when working with others' energy.
Yes, much discipline comes from you. Your energy, a lot of discipline, a lot of work, a lot of strength. Yes.
You as well.
Thank you. I have teachings as well, but I'm not speaking of it yet because I'm not ready to come out with it just yet. It's Delphi Priestess courses, and so it's much different, and everyone has their own little journey, and so my downloads are a little different. But if it was like if someone was just waking up or want to know more about ascension and light body, I would definitely say this is the man you go to, because he speaks of grounding yourself, the different layers of body, different layers of consciousness and awareness. So I would definitely say come to this man. I'm real grateful for you. Thank you so much for taking your time today to speak and explain the different layers of body, different layers of existence, and grounding and awakening in the human form. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's an honor. I'm really grateful, and thank you. And I also want to let everybody know too that I also host an online community, so that's always an option that's available too. If you're looking to build with some conscious community worldwide and share your gifts, and also just be able to have real, genuine connection. Along with that, just keep an eye out. Just give me a follow. You guys can subscribe to my YouTube. I'm always posting my online workshops and my events and my lives and all these different things I have going on. Thank you so much, Divine Sister, for having me on.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll
Thank you.
definitely keep an eye on myself. I'll be definitely keeping an eye myself, and I appreciate it. Once again, I'll be keeping an eye as well, because I like your material, I like your work. I like to hear different perspective, different basic, which is really the same thing, but different, all the same, but very, very much the same thing. You've definitely grounded me, that's for sure. Your energy has very much grounded me, because essentially I was a little bit in a disarray, but now I feel calmer and relaxed.
Yeah.
So you pull me and ground me into a certain level of stillness in the body. So like he's in stillness. I have no choice but to be in the same level of stillness, I'm not forced to be in stillness, because some people, you could tell their energies are, no, he's very in his, it's like, I want to say you're very much in your masculine and your strength, but that's what I feel for you. But in the feminine space, like you could be around a whole bunch of women, because you have a certain level of stillness as the masculine.
I actually am a lot. Like, I definitely have a lot more female friends than male friends. Naturally, like very naturally. It's not something I seek at all.
Yeah, because you can tell that you come with respect. And that's basically the only thing the mother is asking for today, bare minimum, is a certain level of respect.
Exactly. Like it's like respect and just um it's like respect and also just knowing of self, as in like stay in tune with yourself and be present with yourself as a masculine, so that you can just own who you are and just be it. And then like that sets the tone for the queen to then be able to just flow and be herself and own it.
Yeah. She won't have to be in such self-defense. She doesn't have to put her guard up and take on a masculine role. When a lot of women I talk to want to be in a very feminine role, but a lot of times they feel they have to fall into a masculine role. 99% of women want to feel as feminine as possible. But then society kind of like, no. You gotta be in fear. You gotta be in. But then when it's always delightful, breath of fresh air when there's a masculine, that no, he knows, his divinity and his strength in his masculinity, and he doesn't have to feel to put you in a position to feel threatened or insecure or whatever comes with a certain level of like constant friction and energy. There's no need for that. It's just oneness and ease, and everything kind of gravitates to the same energy, and you're in the stillness. All right, well, I'm gonna leave you guys today. I definitely enjoy our speaking. Maybe in the future we can do more.
Absolutely.
At this time, I bid you do. That's another form of expression I learned in the spiritual realm. Because it's always crazy when I say it, but like the fawns, when they would come to me, they would say, I bid you do. I'm like, oh, I bid you do.
I love that.
So, thank you so much for your presence, and please do like and follow. Hey, brother, you have a lot of
Hello, sister. Soul fam in the house.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you again, and I look forward to having more spaces with you. And if you ever want to get like any workshops going, let me know. I'm always open to collab with people on that. Could be even like I don't know, it could be some cool stuff. You could hold half of the space for the feminine. I could hold half of the space for the masculine. Then we do like a combined together activity type of workshop. I'm always open to exploring stuff like that.
Yes. I had an ebook on the yoni space, divine feminine yoni space, and I was thinking of making it into a slide as well. So we'll see how that all works. And I've done workshops, so I'm trying to see where it can be interactive and fun as well. So I'm doing a lot of research on that myself.
For sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I've done a lot of workshops, so I have a lot of experience and basically like that leader ability to lead others into those spaces. And yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. So it's still always a learning experience for me, and that's why I'm always like willing to learn and know more. That way I can incorporate as well.
Yeah.
But one thing I'm noticing is like my work is so different, and to the point where they're telling me, I'm not really supposed to look into different content because it's going to mess up with workshop. I definitely need to see one of them myself for sure.
There's definitely
Um,
been some tears shed, and a lot of beautiful things.
aw, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a lot of stuff on my Patreon as far as that. I'm working on that whole Patreon and understanding Patreon space. It's almost like another form of social media but paid, because now you have to know how to manage it and place your work, organize it, and set it up accordingly so that it makes sense. There's different tiers, and so
Yeah, I want to check that out.
yeah, you should try it. I mean, I can't tell you. I not to tell you what to do, obviously,
Oh,
but if it's in alignment.
you can you can you can say it however for me. That's something about me is like when you're in my space or in my company, you don't really have to worry about the whole like I should have said this like that, like it. I I pick up on your intention with what you're saying, so it's all good.
All right. Good, good. Thank you. I mean you well. I mean most people well anyway.
Uh-oh, that's the faux pause.
No, that's
All
because
right,
I'm clumsy. That's just it could be that way.
that's that darkness energy. It's a little wild, It's like
You have to be in that stillness. So always.
it's like Venom, Like I think Venom is honestly based off of the Marvel character Venom. Like it's this black goo stuff, and it's just like wild and takes over. But then like the key is like you gotta harness it, and then like I don't know, it's like riding that bull kind of. You're riding the bull. It's a little crazy. It's a little wild. Doesn't really know it's conscious and stuff like that. And then you come in with that higher intelligence, and you're like, all right, let's kind of mold you and condense you a little bit and put you in this vessel and integrate you.
I like to work like that. That's exactly correct. My higher self is saying that. That's very much make use of everything, period. Even the darkest of
It,
energies um,
yeah,
is the purest form of creation that kind of can lose its way because it's the whole thing. So yeah, that's definitely, I love that.
for sure. All right, I'm gonna hop off here. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you about having you on my podcast, so we can definitely get that going too.
Sure, no problem. Appreciate your space. Thank you. Definitely,
Yeah,
our
me
higher
too.
selves are like, high five. I could feel it.
Definitely. All
All
right,
right. All right.
calling some
Bye.
balanced love.
Same
Blessed day,
here.
everybody.
Bye.